Day 8 of our writing of our non-chronological report. We're looking at the paragraph special, so we'll be sentence stacking today. Today we'll be writing a high quality paragraph for our non-chronological report. We'll be using a subheading, like special suit, and beginning to write our paragraph beneath it. So what have we done so far? We have created a title, a heading. We have completed our glossary. We've also, as of yesterday, introduced our non-chronological report with an introduction. And today we're focusing on a paragraph which is called a special suit, talking about the science behind the pangolin. Look at the introduction in the text. What does it include? So today we are focusing on the introduction, how to structure it, what to include. Look at what we will be writing today. What does it include? Special suit. Unlike other mammals, the pangolin is covered in scales, but don't let their armored plates trick you into thinking they have an exoskeleton. Oh no, the pangolin is, in fact, a vertebrate with an endoskeleton. When attacked, it cleverly rolls into a tight ball to shield itself from predators. The startled pangolin covers its head with its front legs, rolls up, and uses its sharp, scaly tail to lash its attacker. Wham! Even a lion struggles to open the packed lunchbox. So let's look more closely at the text. What does it include? We have a subheading. We're going to be looking at technical vocabulary like the exoskeleton and also other technical vocabulary like the endoskeleton. How is the pangolin different to other animals? Write down on your book what sort of things we can compare them with. How are they different in the way they look, the way they react, how they can protect themselves. So this is my piece of writing. We've got a special suit. Unlike other mammals, the pangolin is covered in scales. So we're comparing the pangolin with other mammals, and it's very different. So that's why I've used the phrase unlike all other mammals. And then we're giving a fact about the pangolin being covered in scales. Can you think about how you will write your sentence in the next part, which is for our independent writing? Now it's your turn to write the subheading and your first sentence in your paragraph. Now write your subheading in your book. Maybe you might change it. Don't use that one. Maybe change it slightly. And write your first sentence about the pangolin being different to other mammals. Remember to record it neatly in your book, and we will post it all together on Edmodo later. Technical vocabulary. Now we're trying to think of words that we can use to replace the word but. Can you make a list on your book as to what we could use? So we could use this in our writing in our next sentence stack. Imagine you are an animal expert explaining why the pangolin does not have an exoskeleton. What would you say? Write that down in your book. Now here's my modelled sentence. We're trying to convince the reader that the pangolin does not have an exoskeleton. We're making that clear. But don't let their armoured plates trick you into thinking they have an exoskeleton. So we want to, now thinking for our independent writing activity, this next sentence is to continue on from your last one. So it's one paragraph. Now write a sentence to confirm that the pangolin does not have an exoskeleton. So now you're using your words. You can look back at the modelled piece of writing. Can you change it? Can you amend it? Can you improve it? Would you replace some words? Remember, this is the same paragraph. Do not miss a line underneath the last one you've written in your book. Okay, now this is our third part to our sentence stacking lesson today. So imagine you are an animal expert explaining that the pangolin has a vertebrae. What would you say? So that means it has a spine inside the body. So before we write our sentence, we need to think of ways to introduce this. Remember the fact that it is totally opposite from an exoskeleton. So you might start with words like, actually, the pangolin is, and maybe you could think of some other ways that you can introduce them. Write them in your book. Here's my model piece of writing that you could use an example when you go to write yours shortly. Remember, we're trying to confirm that it is not an exoskeleton. The pangolin is actually an endoskeleton. So here it is. Oh no, the pangolin is, in fact, a vertebrate with an endoskeleton. Remember to use the word vertebrate and endoskeleton. Try and use that technical vocabulary. Now directly address the reader, telling him that the pangolin is a vertebrate with an endoskeleton. That is something we must clearly get across to the reader, so scientifically we are correct. Remember to record your sentence underneath your other sentences, no spaces. It's the same paragraph. Remember to post your work online so we can mark it. Well done, everyone.